Everyone has dreams. Some dream of building businesses. Some dream of becoming world-class athletes. Some dream of creating art that changes the world, or simply building a life filled with love, freedom, and peace. Dreams are everywhere. They live in every heart, every mind, every soul. But here's the truth that separates the dreamers from the achievers. Dreams without discipline remain fantasies. Discipline is the bridge that turns dreams into reality. Think about it. Every person you admire today, from athletes to entrepreneurs to artists, started out just like you, with a dream. But dreams by themselves are fragile. They get crushed by fear, drowned in procrastination, and smothered by excuses. What keeps them alive? What transforms them from imagination to manifestation? Discipline. Let's paint a picture. Imagine a young man named Alex. Since childhood, Alex dreamed of becoming a writer. He pictured his name on the cover of a book, imagined inspiring people with his words, and visualized standing on stage speaking to audiences who hung onto every sentence. But here's the reality. For years, Alex wrote only when inspiration struck. He'd scribble a page one week, then stop for months. He called himself a writer, but he wasn't disciplined. And his dream remained just that, a dream. Then one day, Alex realized something. If he didn't create a structure, if he didn't commit to writing every day, his dream would die with him. So he set a rule, 1,000 words a day, no matter what. Rain or shine, tired or energized, inspired or blocked, he wrote. At first, it was painful. The words were awkward. The sentences were broken. But over time, something incredible happened. His discipline became routine. His routine became a habit. His habit produced pages, chapters, and eventually, a finished book. That book didn't come from wishful thinking. It came from discipline. And this is the lesson. Discipline is not punishment. It's freedom. Discipline frees you from being a prisoner of laziness, from the chains of inconsistency, from the lies of procrastination. Discipline builds the bridge that carries you from where you are to where you want to be. Let's make it personal. How many times have you dreamed of a better life? Waking up earlier, getting in shape, saving money, starting a business, or mastering a skill. You get excited in the moment. You set goals. You even make a plan. But then comes the test. Waking up when your alarm rings at 5 a.m., going to the gym when you're exhausted, writing when you don't feel inspired, studying when your friends are out having fun. That's where most people fall. They confuse motivation with discipline. Motivation is the spark, but discipline is the firewood. Motivation is what gets you started, but discipline is what keeps you going when the excitement wears off. Discipline means showing up on the days you don't feel like it. Discipline means doing the work not because you feel inspired, but because you made a commitment to yourself. Discipline means keeping promises to your future self, even when your present self wants comfort. Listen to this quote. We must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Discipline is painful. Yes, it costs time, effort, sacrifice. But regret? Regret is unbearable. Regret is the dream you buried because you refused to build the bridge. Alex could have died with his dream unwritten, but discipline gave him the gift of seeing it come alive. And your story can be the same. The gap between your dreams and your reality is not talent, luck, or resources. The gap is discipline. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need applause. You don't need instant results. You need consistency, persistence, and daily action. So, let me ask you this. What dream is waiting on the other side of your discipline? What vision of yourself is begging for you to stop wishing and start working? Because here's the truth. Your dream is possible, but it won't walk to you. You must walk to it. And the only road that gets you there is discipline. Discipline doesn't sound glamorous. It doesn't sparkle like success or shine like victory. Discipline is quiet, repetitive, and often invisible. It looks like waking up before dawn when nobody is watching. It looks like saying no to temptations when nobody is clapping for you. It looks like showing up day after day, doing the same thing, until the world finally notices the results. And yet, discipline is the very thing that turns ordinary people into extraordinary achievers. Let's look at an example everyone knows, Michael Jordan. Yes, he had talent, but talent alone doesn't make someone the greatest of all time. Jordan's secret was discipline. He wasn't just the first one on the court, he was the last one to leave. He missed over 9,000 shots in his career, lost nearly 300 games, and failed over and over again. But his discipline, the daily grind, the endless repetitions, the refusal to let failure define him, turned him into a legend. The same is true for Serena Williams, Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, and countless others. Their dreams were massive, but their discipline was bigger. Dreams opened the door, but discipline carried them through it. Now let's bring it back to something closer, your life. Maybe you've tried before. Maybe you set a goal to lose weight, start a side hustle, or learn a new skill. At first, you were fired up. You felt unstoppable. But then reality hit. The scale didn't move fast enough. The business wasn't profitable yet. The skill felt too difficult. And in that gap, between the excitement of the dream and the pain of reality, most people quit. Why? Because discipline wasn't there to hold the bridge. Discipline is not about feeling like it. Discipline is about doing it even when you don't feel like it. It's writing when you're tired. It's studying when you'd rather watch Netflix. It's saving money when spending feels good. It's going to the gym when your bed feels warmer. And here's something powerful. Discipline compounds. Small acts, repeated daily, create massive results over time. One workout doesn't change your body, but 100 workouts change your life. One day of writing doesn't make you an author, but 1,000 days of writing makes you a creator. $1 saved doesn't make you wealthy, but discipline saving over years builds financial freedom. Discipline doesn't ask you to leap across the canyon. It asks you to take consistent steps across the bridge. Take Emma's story. She dreamed of becoming a marathon runner, but she had never even run a mile. On her first attempt, she nearly collapsed halfway. Her lungs burned, her legs screamed, and she wanted to quit. But instead of surrendering, Emma made a decision. 1 mile a day. Rain or shine. No excuses. At first, it was embarrassing. She was slow. She struggled. But she kept showing up. A mile became 2, then 5, then 10. 2 years later, Emma wasn't just running marathons. She was winning them. What made the difference? Not sudden talent. Not luck. Discipline. The same applies to every dream. You want to play the piano? Practice every day. You want to master public speaking? Speak every chance you get. You want to change your body? Stick to the workouts, 1 rep at a time. Discipline is the great equalizer. You don't need to be the smartest, the richest, or the most gifted. If you're disciplined enough, you can outwork, outlast, and outperform those who started ahead of you. But here's the hardest truth. Discipline will demand sacrifice. It will ask you to give up comfort, instant gratification, and excuses. It will test your patience, your willpower, your faith. And at times, it will feel unfair. But ask yourself this, what's the alternative? To live with regret? To die with your dream buried inside you? No, that's not why you're here. You're here to build the bridge. To put one disciplined step after another until your dream isn't a fantasy anymore. It's your reality. Here's the truth most people don't want to face. Discipline is hard because it demands consistency in a world built on distractions. Everywhere you look, there's temptation. Social media, junk food, mindless entertainment, quick fixes, they all scream for your attention. They promise pleasure without pain, reward without effort. And yet, none of them bring you closer to your dream. That's why discipline feels like a battle. Because it is. It's a war between who you are right now and who you're meant to become. Every day, you're faced with choices. Sleep in or wake up early. Scroll your phone or work on your craft. Spend recklessly or save wisely. Talk about your goals or take action toward them. Discipline isn't some grand heroic act. It's the tiny choices you make daily, stacked on top of each other, until they shape your destiny. Think about Daniel, a college student with a dream of becoming a lawyer. He wasn't naturally brilliant. In fact, he barely scraped through his first year. But while others partied, Daniel stayed in the library. While his friends spent money on luxuries, he saved every dollar for law school. He wasn't the smartest, but he was the most disciplined. And when graduation came, Daniel didn't just pass, he excelled. His dream didn't materialize because of luck. It became reality because his discipline built the bridge. And here's the part most people overlook. Discipline creates freedom. At first, it feels like chains, like restriction. Waking up early, following a schedule, saying no to pleasures, it feels limiting. But over time, discipline frees you. Because when you're disciplined with your health, you gain freedom from disease. When you're disciplined with your money, you gain freedom from debt. When you're disciplined with your time, you gain freedom to focus on what truly matters. Discipline might demand sacrifice today, but it multiplies your options tomorrow. Now let's talk about the moments when discipline feels impossible. You've been grinding for weeks, months, maybe even years, and the results seem invisible. You wake up early, you work hard, and yet nothing is changing. That's when the voice of doubt starts whispering. Why bother? You'll never make it. Just give up. That voice is a liar. Because discipline works in silence before it speaks in results. Just because you don't see change today doesn't mean it isn't happening. Think of a bamboo tree. For years, you water it, care for it, and see nothing. No growth, no progress, just empty soil. But beneath the surface, the roots are spreading, strengthening, preparing. Then one day, almost overnight, the bamboo shoots up, growing 80 feet in just weeks. That's discipline. Quiet, unseen progress that suddenly explodes into visible success. And when that explosion comes, the world calls it luck. But you'll know the truth. It wasn't luck. It was discipline. It was the nights you stayed up studying, the mornings you pushed through exhaustion, the days you chose progress over comfort. Listen to this. You will never always be motivated, so you must learn to be disciplined. Motivation is emotional. It rises and falls like the tide. But discipline is steady. Discipline says, I will do this whether I feel like it or not. Discipline doesn't care about moods. It doesn't wait for the perfect moment. It acts consistently, relentlessly, until reality bends to its will. And here's something you need to remind yourself. Every act of discipline today makes tomorrow easier. The first step is the hardest, but every step after strengthens the muscle. Discipline is just like fitness. The more you practice it, the stronger it becomes. So don't underestimate your small efforts. The book you read today plants wisdom for tomorrow. The workout you complete today builds strength for tomorrow. The dollar you save today creates freedom for tomorrow. Discipline is the compound interest of success. It multiplies quietly, then rewards you loudly. The question is, are you willing to pay the price today for the life you want tomorrow? Because dreams don't chase you. You have to chase them. And the road that connects you to them is built one brick at a time with discipline. Discipline is not just about routine. It's about identity. It's about becoming the kind of person who doesn't wait for conditions to be perfect, who doesn't rely on bursts of motivation, who doesn't quit just because it hurts. Discipline rewires you. It turns actions into habits, habits into character, and character into destiny. But let's be real, discipline will break you before it builds you. It will ask for sacrifices you never thought you could make. It will pull you away from comfort, from friends who don't share your vision, from moments of pleasure that feel good in the moment but steal your future. Discipline will make you lonely at times. It will make you question yourself. It will make you wonder if the pain is worth it. This is the valley where most people stop. They confuse struggle with failure, sacrifice with loss, loneliness with emptiness. But here's the truth. That valley is proof you're still on the bridge. That valley is the part of the journey that separates the dreamers from the doers. Take Sarah's story. She dreamed of becoming a doctor, but her path was brutal. While her friends enjoyed their 20s, she spent nights in libraries, days in classrooms, and weekends in hospitals. She missed birthdays, vacations, and countless social events. She cried often, doubted herself daily, and thought about quitting more times than she'd admit. But her discipline kept her moving, step by step, test by test, sacrifice by sacrifice. Years later, she didn't just become a doctor. She became a healer, a leader, an inspiration. Her dream was real, but her discipline built the bridge to reach it. That's the turning point of every journey. When you realize the sacrifices aren't losses, they're investments. Every hour spent studying is an investment in knowledge. Every workout is an investment in strength. Every dollar saved is an investment in freedom. Every no to temptation is a yes to your future. This is where discipline transforms into faith. Faith that your efforts are not wasted. Faith that your sacrifices mean something. Faith that the invisible work today will become visible victory tomorrow. And here's the beauty. The longer you walk in discipline, the more you realize it's not just about achieving dreams. It's about transforming into the person capable of holding those dreams. Because let's be honest, success without discipline collapses. Fame without discipline destroys. Wealth without discipline disappears. But success built on discipline? That's unshakable. Think of discipline like a sculptor's chisel. Every act of discipline chips away at weakness, laziness, and fear. It sharpens your edges, defines your shape, and reveals the masterpiece within you. The process hurts, yes, but the result is breathtaking. Remember this: discipline weighs ounces, but regret weighs tons. Which one do you want to carry? And when the nights feel darkest, when your body aches and your mind screams to quit, that's when you must hold on tighter. Because that's the moment right before transformation. That's the moment the bridge is almost complete. The question is, will you keep walking? Will you keep building brick by brick, step by step, sacrifice by sacrifice? Because if you do, you won't just reach your dreams, you'll step into your destiny. One day, you'll look back on your journey, and you'll realize something powerful. It wasn't the dream itself that changed you. It was the discipline it took to reach it. Every early morning, every late night, every moment you wanted to quit, but didn't. That was the real transformation. The dream was the destination, but discipline was the road that built you into the person strong enough to hold it. Think about the people you admire, the athletes, the leaders, the creators, the entrepreneurs. You don't just admire their achievements. You admire the character forged through discipline. Michael Jordan didn't just play basketball. He practiced harder than anyone else. Serena Williams didn't just hold trophies. She trained relentlessly through pain and doubt. Steve Jobs didn't just build Apple. He obsessed over details with a discipline few could match. The lesson is clear. Discipline is the hidden force behind every success story. Dreams spark the fire, but discipline keeps it burning when the wind howls, when the rain pours, when the world laughs at you. And here's the truth. The road of discipline will feel lonely. You'll lose people along the way. Friends who don't understand why you say no to late nights, no to distractions, no to wasting time. They'll call you obsessed, extreme, too focused. But when you finally arrive at your dream, those same people will call you lucky. They won't see the sacrifices, the pain, the bridge you built brick by brick. But you'll know. Ask yourself this. Would you rather suffer the pain of discipline today or the pain of regret tomorrow? Because time will pass either way. A year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now, you'll arrive somewhere. The only question is, will you arrive at your dream or at your excuse? Discipline is what makes the difference. And don't think discipline is only about work or career. It's about your health, your relationships, your mindset. Discipline in your health gives you freedom to enjoy life without being chained to illness. Discipline in your money gives you freedom from debt and stress. Discipline in your relationships means you show up, you listen, you love with consistency, not just emotion. Discipline in your mindset means you control your thoughts instead of letting them control you. Discipline is the master key. It unlocks every door. Let me tell you about Luis. He grew up in a tough neighborhood where most people never made it out. Drugs, violence, and poverty were everywhere. But Luis had a dream, to become an architect. Everyone told him it was impossible. They laughed, mocked, even tried to drag him down. But Luis made a choice. He disciplined himself to study every night while his friends wasted time. He disciplined himself to save every penny, working odd jobs to pay for school. He disciplined himself to stay focused on the vision, even when failure knocked him down again and again. Years later, Luis stood on the stage, graduating with honors, becoming the first in his family to earn a degree. But more than the diploma, more than the career, what he carried was pride. pride that his discipline had built a bridge not just for himself, but for his family and his community. And this is what you need to understand. Your discipline isn't just about you. The bridge you build doesn't just carry you. It carries everyone who comes after you. Your children, your family, your friends, the people watching from a distance. Your discipline becomes their inspiration. Your story becomes their proof that dreams can be real. This is why you cannot give up. This is why you cannot stop halfway across the bridge. Because someone out there needs to see you make it. Someone out there needs your example to believe in their own dream. Remember this quote: discipline is the difference between what you want now and what you want most. And what you want most, the dream that burns in your soul, is worth every sacrifice. So, here's your challenge. Starting today, choose one act of discipline. Just one. Wake up earlier. Write the page. Go for the run. Save the dollar. Say no to the excuse. Do it today, then again tomorrow, then the next day. Watch as that small act grows into a habit, that habit into a lifestyle, and that lifestyle into a reality. Your dream is waiting. Your reality is possible, and the bridge to get there is discipline. So take a step, take another, and another. Don't stop. Don't turn back. Don't let fear or comfort rob you of your future. Because one day, when you stand on the other side of the bridge, when your dream is no longer a dream but your life, you'll know it was worth it. Discipline built it. And now, it's your turn to build yours.